I started out as a marketing consultant, and I thought the only way to scale what I was doing was to hire more people, take on more clients, and build my business into that agency. But like I said before, building an agency took me out of actually doing the work that I loved doing. So it was only then when I realized, hang on, this isn't what I want. This isn't aligned with my vision. Welcome to Imperfect Action. I'm Steph Taylor. For years, I read all the books, downloaded all the freebies, and did all the courses. But it wasn't until I started taking imperfect action that my business had its first $1 million year. Imperfect action is about doing things before you're ready, prioritizing consistent action over perfect action, and moving forward, even when you're not sure you're doing it right. On this show, you can expect mindset advice, actionable marketing tips, and strategies to build a business that brings you more profit, more freedom, and even more joy. Are you on the list to get my daily biz boosters? Every day, I'll send you a bite-sized prompt designed to help you grow your business in a more intentional way. Sign up at stephtaylor.co/DBB or at the link in the show notes. Hey, welcome back to Imperfect Action. This is episode 685. Today, I'm sharing 10 questions to help you clarify your vision in your business so that you can create focus and figure out where to really intentionally spend your time and your energy to move your business forward. I know this is something that many of you, my listeners, struggle with because when you run an online business, it's so easy to get pulled in a million different directions. It's so easy to have all of the different inputs, all of the different people online telling you all of the different things you should be doing. And then you end up with this massive to-do list and no idea where to focus your time first. And one of some mistakes that I made early on was actually not getting clear on where I was taking my business, what I wanted for the business. And as a result of that, I was placing my focus on things that were actually taking it in the wrong direction. I started building a business that really wasn't what I wanted. I thought I wanted a marketing agency because I was following so many agency owners online. And I was watching them working out of their beautiful, aesthetically pleasing studios and offices. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I really want that. And as I started building an agency, I realized that actually this wasn't what I wanted because I really enjoyed doing the marketing and the strategy side of things. I didn't enjoy managing a massive team of people. And I didn't realize that as you scale an agency, you essentially stop doing the work and you start managing more people. So that was one of the big mistakes that I made early on in my business. Now, 3 things that I wish I had learned earlier in my business. Number 1, the fastest way to create a business that doesn't feel good or aligned is to follow someone else's vision, to build what you believe you are supposed to build. You don't have to want a particular thing for your business. Guess what? You can design your business exactly the way that you want it. The second thing is if you prefer to prioritize your lifestyle over building a massive business empire, that doesn't make you any less ambitious. It doesn't mean you're any less hardworking. It doesn't mean you are any less successful than somebody who does want to build a big empire. And number 3, it is possible to achieve so much more than you ever thought was possible for you. And it's also possible to build a really successful business and still have a lifestyle that gives you balance and time to spend doing the things that you love, whether that's travel, hobbies, spending more time with your family, all of those things. You can have both of them. Now, the questions that I'm going to share in today's episode, these questions are from part 1 of my free Escape the Messy Middle workbook. I highly recommend if you haven't downloaded it already, grab a copy of that. You can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm there at stephtaylor.co. Send me EMM, just the 3 letters, EMM, one word, or head to stephtaylor.co/EMM and you can download the workbook for free there. Okay, question 1. Why do you do what you do? What made you choose to start a business doing this thing that you do? Right? What is that big, deeper reason underneath why you are doing this? What motivates you to keep doing it? On those days when everything is falling apart, and you don't really want to show up to work, why do you keep doing it? Right? And be honest with yourself here. There's no right answer. There's no thing that you are supposed to say. I used to think that my why had to be impact. And if it wasn't impact, then it was selfish. And yes, the impact that my business has is one of the reasons why I do it. But I also do it for selfish reasons as well. I love the freedom that it gives me. I love the creative expression that I can have. I love that I can literally dream something up and then make it happen. So what is it that is driving you to do what you are doing in your business? And then following on from that last question, what makes that important to you? So if you said that your why for your business is to have more freedom, well, why is that freedom important to you? What makes that freedom important to you? For me, that creative expression, that outlet for my ideas, that's important for me because I have a lot of ideas. And that, to me, having that outlet makes my life fun and exciting. And it means that every single day is different. And then question 3, following on from that last question, again, what makes this important to you? Why does this matter to you? And this might hurt your brain a little bit because we're going a lot deeper than we usually like to think. We usually like to think at surface level. But let's say that your answer to the last question, freedom is important to you so that you can travel more. Well, why is it important to you so that you can travel more? Maybe it's so that you can experience other cultures and enjoy living life in different places. Maybe it's because it keeps life interesting for you and you get bored if you stay in one place for too long. What's the why underneath the why that's underneath the why? I know, this is getting deep. All right, question 4. I promise this one's going to be a little bit easier. If anything was possible and you knew you couldn't fail, what would your dream business look like in 5 years from now? What are your wildest, biggest dreams? What do you do every single day? What don't you do as well? We're very quick to think about what the things we want to do are, but we also need to think about what don't we want to do? Who supports you? Who's your team, right? What kind of impact are you having? Who are you having this impact on? And when it comes to thinking about the bigger vision for your business like this, I would always suggest don't worry about how you're going to do it. Don't get too worried about but that's not possible for me right now. Don't think about the how and don't think about whether it's realistic or not. Okay, this is for you to dream big, and then the how will figure itself out along the way. Okay, and then question number 5. And why do you want this kind of business? So following on from that last question, why do you want to have the things that you want to have in 5 years from now? And the reason I'm asking this is because, what I said before about how I started building an agency, that was what I thought I wanted, and it ended up being something that I actually really didn't enjoy, something that I hated. And that's because I never spent the time to think about why I wanted this particular thing. Okay. I started out as a marketing consultant, and I thought the only way to scale what I was doing was to hire more people, take on more clients, and build my business into that agency. But like I said before, building an agency took me out of actually doing the work that I loved doing. So it was only then when I realized, hang on, this isn't what I want. This isn't aligned with my vision. That was when I realized a different way to scale would be to add digital products, to add courses and programs. And by scaling that way, I was still able to do the work that I enjoy doing. I was still able to do the strategy, the marketing. I was able to teach people how to do their own strategy and their own marketing. And for me, that meant that I could have a much bigger impact. It meant that I could still do the work that I wanted to do. So really thinking about why you want to have this particular thing that you are building. Then question number 6, what are the external forces that are stopping you from achieving this 5-year vision? For example, maybe there aren't enough hours in the day, or maybe it's really hard to reach new people on social media these days. You can't control these things, okay? There's no point trying to figure out how to reach more people on social media when you know you have very limited control over that. But you can control how you react and you respond to these external forces. Too many business owners try to change the external things that they can't control, and they fail at that because you can't influence the Instagram algorithm. You can't change how many hours there are in a day, but you can change how you work within these constraints. That is what you have control over. So like I said, you can only control how you react and you respond to these things. Okay. Number 7, what are the internal forces that are stopping you from having the kind of business that you want to have 5 years from now? For example, I don't feel confident putting myself in the spotlight is a pretty common one that comes up. Or I procrastinate. That might be another one that comes up. These are things that you can change, right? I used to feel really shy and self-conscious about my voice because I've lived in a couple of different countries and I've always been the person who's had the weird accent, whichever country I've lived in. But I started a podcast despite being terrified that people would judge me and make fun of me. And only by showing up, that was how I built my confidence. That's how I became confident in my voice and in speaking. Okay. One of my Launch Magic students a few years ago, I remember she was terrified of creating video content. And the way that she got over that was by just doing it. And it creates this little feedback loop. If you're afraid of showing up live somewhere or putting your face on video and you create a video and you put it out there, it creates this little feedback loop for your brain of like, oh, I didn't die. Maybe I can do this again. And you do it again. Oh, I didn't die again. And that's how you build confidence. You don't build confidence by sitting there journaling about it and meditating and trying to wait until you are confident enough to do the thing. You build that confidence by doing the thing. Okay, question number 8. Now, 5 years is still a while away. It'll go faster than you think, but it's still a while away. So let's think 12 months from now. What does your business, your dream business, look like 12 months from now? And I want you to get really clear on what do you do in your business and what do you no longer do in your business. And again, don't think about the how just yet. You can figure that all out later. But for now, we just want to think about what do you do and what do you no longer do. And then question number 9, what uncomfortable things do you need to start doing to create this? Okay, remember what I said a few minutes ago about confidence. Confidence comes from doing, not from thinking about it. And if something feels really uncomfortable to you because you're not confident enough to do it yet, you really need to start stepping into that discomfort. For something to change, something needs to change. If you want to get a different result or you want your business to look different, you need to start doing something differently. So what uncomfortable things do you need to start doing to create this? And then the last question is, what do you need to stop doing? Right? What do you need to stop doing? Maybe you need to stop blindly chasing all of the shiny, sparkly ideas just because somebody told you that was what you should be doing. Or maybe you need to stop wasting your time on creating content for Instagram when you have an online course that's half finished that you need to finish building so you can actually start making sales. All right, what do you need to stop doing? Now, so for part 2 of the workbook, so this has been part 1 of my free workbook, grab the free download, stephtaylor.co/EMM, or on Instagram, I'm there at stephtaylor.co, send me a DM, EMM, and I'll send you the link to download it. And in part 2, that's where you'll audit where your business is right now so that you can pinpoint exactly what you need to do next to get to that 12-month and that 5-year vision. And you can start mapping out your plan for freedom in your business. It's a really fun workbook. I poured my heart and soul into creating it earlier this year. So grab that one. And if you have learned anything from this show so far, please take 30 seconds to leave a quick rating and a review. I read every single one of them. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to my team. We put a lot of time and effort into creating and producing this show. So it really does mean a lot to us to know that we have listeners and that you appreciate what we are putting out there. Thank you so much for listening. Catch you next time.